Anyway, it's not about him. This video is not about him at all. This cat is just, he can't help it. He must have been abandoned here months ago. We call him Fat Boy, but it looks like he's been fighting quite a bit. And he's probably experiencing a great deal of pain, I would imagine, from his injuries. Last time I saw him, he was much healthier. Anyway, it's dark in here because, well, this light fixture needs to be the tubes changed out. They both are not lighting up anymore. But let me show you the cabinetry that's been destroyed by this the water damage that occurred years ago. And the cabinetry continues to deteriorate and disintegrate from the ground up. Let me show you. You can see the extent of the water damage. It goes up to about I haven't bothered cleaning this out because it's all contaminated with cockroaches and their associated filth. And they won't address the infestation. Oh yeah, they get people to come out and spray every so often. But I don't know how effective it is. I still see cockroaches periodically traversing the width of the apartment. Every so often, I'll see one. We might even see one here today. So let me get my lamp. And we're going to crack this dishwasher open. I haven't been able to use it. As of the making of this video, it'll be 2 years this September since I was last able to use that dishwasher. And it's not a bad dishwasher, or at least it started to leak. And on the other side of this wall is my clothes closet. I had some clothes on the closet, on the floor. And when the water leaked out of the dishwasher, it leaked right under this baseboard into the closet area and destroyed my clothes that were on the floor. I didn't notice it until weeks when the smell started to become unbearable, noticeable. I walked into the closet. What's that smell? Sure enough, it was water that had contaminated the pad and the carpeting in the closet area behind that wall, behind this wall here. It was not my fault. I had to stop using the dishwasher because it was leaking. They didn't come to fix it. They didn't stop the leak. They didn't. I think the maintenance guy may have taken photographs of some of the damage, but it only continues to worsen. Let me show you here. That's the water damage, and it's only getting worse. It's disgusting. I mean, it's beyond the pale. I've never had anybody neglect a property the way these people are neglecting this property. Their obligations to provide safe and reliable housing for people is being put into question here. Okay, I'm a shitty housekeeper. I will admit, I don't do housekeeping very well. But it's not filthy. There's no filth. There's no shit. No fecal matter. Well, other than for the from the cockroaches. Yes, I have a cluttered apartment. It's cluttered. It's not filthy. We got problems around here. We got a lot of problems. Okay, we need to reposition these closet doors. But that's the closet that was flooded. And the clothes were destroyed, the ones that were on the floor. This is the bathroom area, the tub area. Yes, so please excuse the clutter. I wasn't planning to do this today, but I've been handed a 3-day notice to remove the filth, as they called it. They said it was filthy. I disagree. That's a light. It's supposed to have a light fixture up there. There is no light fixture up there. I had to rig a lamp down here. There's no plug in the wall in this room, as you can see. There is there's only the toilet and the tub area that is not dirty. It's just cluttered. Yeah. I have a number of hobbies. Bicycles is one of them. And I have parts everywhere. No, that's the nature of the beast. They don't want me to have hobbies. This is the lamp I had to rig. As you can see, the cord, it has to be plugged in out here. Right there. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have a light in this bathroom. And I've fallen more than a few times in this tub area. Once I fell on my right knee and I broke my kneecap. It was pretty painful. I also tore a ligament. Or was it the left knee? It was my left knee. I have an ER report, and I can furnish anybody who's interested. But caused by lack of handholds in this tub area that I've requested to have more installed. I'd like to have them replaced or put at least on the other side of this tub a handle like this. That's a good handle, but it's the only one I have. Consequently, when I was reaching for it one night, I was getting out of the tub and I slipped. I was either going to fall on my head or my knees, and I chose to fall on my knees rather than my head. And what else can I show you? What else? Because they're actively pursuing an eviction process. But it's not the first time. But there's a new manager. She's trying to impress her employer. She wants to make a name for herself. She's young, and she's bold, and maybe even MAGA, the political system in place right now in Washington, has inspired her a bit. So she's trying to be as tough as nails. But the 3-day notices she's already handed me last week and the week before that, they have no teeth. She has not continued the process, which is, going to the courts and leveling more of the ammunition that they have available. Which is, as property managers, they have the right to do. They've been given that by their employers, by the people that own this property. But now time for the grand finale, huh? I want to show you the dishwasher, which is the main concern I have in this place in terms of level of filth and vermin infestation. This is the dishwasher that has been posted in nearly 2 years. 2 years in September. Let's see what happens when I got this great light. Watch it move. Is it going to move? Is there anything alive in here? Well, usually we've had, and there's quite a bit of contamination. Like I said, it hasn't run in over almost 2 years. But this is the normal dishwasher. It was a good model when it was functioning, and can't use it now. The wastewater pipe has come loose. I guess it's just a loose connection for the hose. You know, when it was hooked up originally, this was hooked up to the drain, to the sink, and it was coming out of this thing. The overflow valve, or when the system gets overloaded with water level, it comes out where it's supposed to be hooked up to it. That's what, if there's any extra pressure, this is where it gets relieved. It relieves the pressure, and sometimes water comes out of it. But no, it was directly attached. This was directly attached to the hose coming from the drain, the bottom of the dishwasher here. But I do believe that this is. I do believe that this is the. This is the inflow. This is the intake. This is the where it goes through the dishwasher. Okay. This is the. It is still hooked up to the overflow pipe. I don't know. Sometimes I've seen water coming out of that thing. Sometimes I've seen it. And when I first moved in, first year I was here, I would run the dishwasher and then go to bed. I'd come out in the morning, and there was the water on the floor. Oh, it was water covering the entire countertop here. Okay, and it was perplexing. I didn't know where the water was coming from. I wasn't putting two and two together until finally it occurred to me that the water coming out of that outflow, that overflow valve, whatever it is, that was causing the countertop to be flooded with wastewater from the dishwasher. That's not a healthy situation. And it happens, it was going on for quite literally years until I figured it out. And there was another source of water that was coming from here. This pipe, and I've already described it in my YouTube channel, that this pipe was about between an 8¼ inch too short for the space. What was happening was it was getting jarred loose whenever I run the garbage disposal. Right, and this is functioning. It's a functioning unit. It still works. But when I run it back in, when I first moved in, I noticed that the pipe kept getting disconnected because it was just a little bit too short, about an 1/8 of an inch almost, maybe a little bit more than that. And what the guy did was, instead of cutting a new length of pipe that was the proper length from here to here, he put this in. A quick fix. So now, instead of just 2 breaks in the pipe, 2 possible leaky areas, I now have 4 possible leaky areas. It just didn't seem like it was a good fix to me. It seemed like he just slapped that in there and put it out of his mind. And I suspect about that guy. He's not a particularly likable person, but enough about him. This was a source of water leaking onto the cabinetry. There used to be cabinetry here. There was cabinetry, like that color cabinetry, The bottom of this, there used to be doors here. I think I still have the doors somewhere. They might be somewhere around here. If not, if they were water damaged, I didn't bother keeping them. See how the insulation on the dishwasher is coming off of the, this is slowly disintegrating. It's just it's going down. They sprayed really well this last time. I don't see many bugs moving around in here. I think I saw one fairly healthy cockroach yesterday. But he was all alone and just walking across the floor and not being in here. But they had colonized this entire inside of this dishwasher. It wasn't being used. It wasn't being opened at all. Nice and dark when you had the door closed. They love it. They can get in and out without any trouble at all. So they had that thing happening. Yeah, he fixed that pipe, and periodically I have to mess with it. It can get occluded, and recently it had water standing in the sink. I had to call the plumber. That is one thing that they will do. They will get a plumber out if your sink is backed up or you don't have any water pressure or whatever. Their plumbing issues are not a problem they have addressing. It's things like the stove, for instance. Let me tell you about the stove. Okay, this stove is not the original one that I had when I moved in. That one, had a self-cleaning feature, which of course when you set the cleaning mode, you have to leave the apartment. You have to leave the apartment for at least a couple hours while it did its thing, because the smell would drive you out. The fumes coming out of this thing, not this one, previous stove, which was it had a digital timer, which was really a nice feature. I ruined a whole lot less dishes. That cooking is a hobby I have. When you're impoverished, cooking is naturally a hobby for you. Anybody who didn't experience poverty wouldn't understand. Anyway, the previous oven had a self-cleaning feature. This one does not. There's no self-cleaning. There's no timer. It's just stove, oven, heating elements. There's a fan in this hood here. Even the hood is falling to pieces. Cat! Ugh. I have to do. Okay.